Hey, United Indie Agent. Last week we talked a little bit about wire fraud. Today we're going to talk about seller fraud, and we're not as familiar with seller fraud, but it is happening more and more. And we've had an agent where it almost happened to them as a listing agent. What seller fraud is? It's where there's a person, an actual person, who claims to own a piece of property. They hire an agent to list it. It goes under contract. It closes. The buyer wires the money to the title company wires the money to the seller, everybody goes on their way. Then the buyer finds out that the seller, who they thought was the seller, never owned the property, and their money is gone and they don't have a property to show for it. So there are some signs if you think you're getting into seller fraud, whether you're a buyer agent or a listing agent. And if first thing is, listen to your gut. If everything starts to feel a little bit weird, then give me a call, because you guys are experienced and excellent agents, so you're probably picking up on that. But some signs would be a combination of any one of these, not necessarily limited, but this is what you're looking for. It usually involves vacant land or summer properties, a property where nobody is currently living in it. That's common. The seller's out of town, won't be at closing. However, caveat to that, they are starting to actually show up to closings. It was typical that these fake sellers would be like, hey, I'm out of town, I need to sign everything ahead of time, and we'll do a remote close. But now they're even showing up. Fake people with fake IDs are showing up at closings. But if it's an out-of-town seller selling a vacant piece of land, vacation home, some kind of combination of that, a lot of times the property has no liens, so they tend to target property with no mortgages. That way there's no payoff or any payoff information to be executed. And a lot of times the agents, if someone calls you from completely out of the blue, no referral, just says, hey, you're an agent and will you sell property? You know, I got this vacant piece of land, will you sell it for me? And it's hard to turn that down, but that probably feels weird to you because it is weird. And so let's all look out for potential seller fraud and fake sellers. Those are some of the signs. Listen to your gut, but those are some of the things, again, to look for. It's a lot of times, it's not exclusive to this, but vacant land, vacation homes, out-of-town seller, who won't be there for closing, no liens. Sometimes they want an out-of-state title company. They kind of showed up out of a blue for the listing agent. There's no connection, they just called. And so if any of these or a combination of these things are happening and it's got your the hairs on your back of your neck standing up, pay attention to that, give me a call. All right, let's protect everybody from seller fraud.